Meowdy. Meowdy. I hit start. I went over to this. I unmuted. I hit unmute right as I was taking a sip of water. So then there was just like an awkward moment of silence as I sipped water. Hello. So tomato bisque soup. Yeah, that's actually pretty good. That I'm trying to think of last time I had a tomato soup. I had chili. I had chili today for lunch. Chili is kind of like a tomato soup, right? Kind of, sort of. It's like a chunky tomato soup. A chunky, thick tomato soup. It's close enough. It's close enough. There was definitely a lot of tomato in it. And it was kind of liquidy. Yeah. Actually, I had pizza for dinner. And if you think about it, if chili can be like a tomato soup because it's tomatoey and liquidy, then the tomato sauce on the pizza is kind of like tomato soup on bread. Which means it's basically tomato soup. Because a lot of times when you eat tomato soup, you'll dip like bread in it, right? You'll dip some like rolls or something. So that's basically what pizza is. But you're dipping the soup in your bread instead of bread into your soup, kind of. Sort of. I'm trying to make it work. I'm trying to explain it. I'm trying. I'm doing my best. But hello, Interactnet. Hello, Pat. Welcome everybody. Let me do my little check-in. Perfect. I completed the card. Yippee! I don't know which card that is. I don't know how many I've filled up at this point. I've probably filled up many. When did I actually? I need to do the math. I need to figure out when I downloaded or added the check-in thing, and then I need to count how many streams I've had since then, and then probably subtract a few because I didn't remember to hit check-in every single time. Hello, Theme Platypus. Welcome. I'm yawning. Oh my god, every time. It was kind of nice doing the morning stream yesterday because I was tired, but it was like a different type of tired. It was like early morning tired, which I feel like is different than end of the day tired. Like early morning tired is just like a mental sleepiness that you'll get over throughout the day. End of the day tired is like mental and physical. Like, well, wow, I've been up many hours at this point. I've done so many things. And my dad's birthday today, so we did a little family birthday party. I had a lot of stuff done today. Very progressive. Not progressive, very productive. That's the word. Productive. Very productive day today. Yes. Oh, but because of that, I'm so tired. That said, very excited. I've been looking forward to this game that we're doing today. It's a demo. It's called Gilded Lady. Life and Love in a Cyborg Shop. So you're a like a cyborg mechanic. It's like a cool like sci-fi. It kind of gives me kind of like a Wild West vibe, but not really. I think it might just be the coloring of it. I don't know. It looks really cool. The Gilded Lady is a sci-fi Otome VN about technology, society, and an individual's place within them. Play as Eliza Clemens, a cyborg mechanic, living day to day in one of the few remaining cities on Earth. As climate collapse and disease have reshaped society, Eliza's shop, the Gilded Lady, installs cybernetic replacement limbs for sufferers of neo-leprosy, a devastating redux of the old end-of-days affliction. Interesting. Very different than the games that I played the last few days. Very different from the last couple of ones. We went from vampires to teachers, and now we're a cyborg mechanic. I tried to do a variety of games. I tried to do a variety of within Otome, within the genre. Hello, Zero. Welcome on in. I didn't post this. Here's the link to the developer's website, Calamity Bay Games. Let me just post this. Let me post this in the chat right there. Check that out. They have some other games. The game is also, let's see, on itch.io. Did I just close the itch.io tab by accident? I did, didn't I? I did, didn't I? No, here it is. It's also on itch.io with a mobile, an Android version as well. So you can also try it on Android. Just in case you wanted to play something on the go. Let me know if the audio sounds weird. My audio sounds weird. I was trying to fix something on my microphone settings, and I think I might have broke them more. I don't know. I don't know. I can't tell. I'm still using the earbuds, the earbuds that aren't my earbuds, and everything just still sounds so different and weird, and I don't know. I can't tell anything anymore. My frame of reference has been, like, just messed up. Also, hello, dyslexic temple weeb. Weeb. I almost said it wrong. I almost said tumbleweed. I almost said the proper word, but not the proper name. Water, hold on. Oh my gosh. So I think I'm gonna savor and enjoy the demo, but I'm also gonna try to go a little fast. Not go fast, but let me say this. I'm not gonna speed through the game, because I want to play the game and I want to enjoy it. I want to give it a fair shot. But I am gonna try to speed through the yapping, so I'm gonna go right to the game now. I don't want to yap for like 45 minutes and then run out of time. I want to try to get to bed. Not too late, you know? Not too late. A little bit late. Just a little bit. A tasteful amount of late. Just a tiny bit. So here. One day I'll catch up on my sleep. Once again, the cat didn't let me sleep last night. Once again. So I didn't test the audio of the game yet. So keep your ears peeled. Actually, keep your ears guarded. Unpeel your oranges, unpeel your onions. Keep your ears safe right now. Because I don't know if there's going to be loud music once I click on this. We'll see. I'll see. One of us will see. I could mute it for you. I could mute it for you first, and then find out for myself privately, and then unmute it for you. But I'm not going to do that. That's an extra step. So I'm going to hit Start New Game. So this is the demo. I'm doing the demo to the game. Full game is not out yet. Medium, light, dark. But you don't get to see what they look like. How dark is dark? How light is light? I mean, it's cool that you get to change that though. I'll keep it at what was it? Was it on dark for the default? I'm gonna keep it on the default. The foot. I did when I was in college, we did a little video on like sci-fi themes and going between like what's the difference between a robot and a cyborg and an AI or android. I mean, the difference between a robot, cyborg, and android. And let me just say, I was very disappointed in my classmates. I was very disappointed. They very much lacked a understanding and foundation in classic sci-fi literature and movies. But in general, I love stories of cyborgs and robots and androids. So very much looking forward to this game. My name is Eliza Clemens, proprietor and lead tech at the Gilded Lady in the Scarlet Town district of the South Alliance. The city's named after me. No, the district's named after me. Next. I wouldn't be blocking. No, I'm not. Well, if I'm blocking anything, we'll see. Akira Toriyama did irreparable damage to cyborgs and androids. Mayhaps. He may have done irreparable damage to cyborgs and androids, but he did, what's the opposite of damage? He helped shape my taste in women. Men and women. Thank you, androids. We're a full-service cybernetic repair shop, specializing in quality, cost-effective maintenance for economy-class cybernetic limb replacement. I install cyborg limbs and keep them running. I do it well, and I do it cheap. I've been really wanting to, oh yeah, is there settings? How's the volume? Game volume? I've been really wanting to rewatch Ghost in the Shell. It's been like probably like 15 years since I watched it. But I've been wanting to rewatch it now that I'm like an adult. I was pretty young when I watched it the first time. I feel like I could have. No, I mean, I loved it. I loved it back when I watched it. But I feel like I'd appreciate it more now. I don't know. Does it autosave or is there... wait. I mean, I guess it's a demo. I guess it's a demo, huh? Actually, open up the Steam... You never seen Ghost in the Shell? Oh, you should. It's so good. You know, actually, so I've only seen the movies. I've never seen Standalone Complex. That one I need to watch. I wanted to rewatch the original movies, and then I wanted to watch Standalone Complex. Because I don't know why I didn't watch it, because I know it'd be like probably one of my favorites. I was gonna look at what does this say how long the demo is? Branching narrative with multiple endings, romance and platonic, life partner roots, customizable protagonist, touch UI mode, adjustable dialogue, dyslexia friendly font options, optional curse censoring, 1, 2, 3 different love interests? Interesting. I like when games talk about society. Alright. Back to the game. I like how it's, like half the foot. Half the foot. Not like a whole, not the classic like, oh, reattached to the knee or the whole leg at the hip, but it's like the toes. Don't worry, I can say that word, cyborg, because a couple years ago, I became one. This isn't unusual for cybernetic techs. We're in contact with cyborgs almost all day, so eventually we contract the bacteria that eats away at the extremities. Oh, hazardous. They're supposed to have cleared it before they come to us. You just have to let it run its gruesome course. There's no cure, but mistakes are made eventually. So, long story short, I got a new foot and became a cyborg myself, but you'd never catch me calling anyone a leper or anything like that. You ever heard of the post-humanism field of philosophy? It has to do with cyborgs. That's not a joke. I just feel silly asking about it. Because I'm not talking about something silly, I'm talking about something actual. Its real name is Nova leprosis, or New Hansen's disease, but most people just call it neoleprosy. It's a violent new variant of that old biblical nuisance. Oh, I have to click. Do I have to only? It only works if I click on the word next. Okay. As you can imagine, certain people have had a field day saying it meant this or that about those people, but in reality, the warm, wet air constantly spewing off the Atlantic brings many ailments along with its hurricanes. Most of the illnesses don't have a legacy to build propaganda around, so you hear about them less. Over on the other side of the continent is Cascadia. They have all these diseases and their constant fire flood cycle, so I guess it could be worse. Philosophy, no! I get too self-conscious if I try to talk smart. I can't do it. I should be able to do it. There's nothing wrong with it. I'm just used to people making fun of me. And to think people used to live without any of these new era problems at all. I wonder what they did with all their time and money. Watch anime. Practice makes perfect. Today for stream, we're gonna talk about philosophy. I'm gonna read you some papers. I'm gonna read you some modern academic works. Besides making too many babies, there used to be literally billions of people way back then. Billions, with a B. Can you imagine? 1 billion people? Yikes. I don't want to imagine that. That's too many people. How many people are on Earth currently? $8.3 billion people right now, more or less. 8.3. $324,000 births today. 45,654,000 births this year. 152,879 deaths today. The number keeps growing. I don't know how accurate that is, but hey, there's a whole website that tracks that stuff. Billions. All in all, life is manageable. My Ottawa city is one of the newer ones, so we have the benefit of centralized districts, although I'm obviously not wealthy enough to live in one. But it makes transportation less chaotic, at least when you get out of the periphery neighborhoods. I wonder how big is the difference between like the poorer part in the inner those inner districts. Like in all the remaining human holdouts, the taxes are nuts. But at least I won't wake up to a pile of rubble where my shop used to be. Aw, man. There's still taxes after the apocalypse? The walls block most of the effects. Because we're so far away from the ocean, we don't even need an aquatic-grade dome top or artificial mass oxygen generation system. Oh, yeah, the environment is hacked. Because we're very unlikely to be submerged, so those taxes could always be higher, I suppose. New York City is permanently domed from the 20th story down, being flooded at various levels almost constantly. Yet, people are still clamoring to move there. Oh? Don't ask me why. I guess they just really like watching the jellyfish swim by. Does it constant flooding? Does it come and go? Oh, that's cute. My thoughts drift to my shop again, as they often do. I'm lying in bed in my attic apartment, which is directly over the shop. I like the Alice in Wonderland posters drawings? Little plant, the teddy bear. I used to have an apartment elsewhere in Scarlet Town, but then I was paying those crazy taxes twice, and no one checks that you're following zoning anymore, so I just built an illegal apartment up here. Nice! Everyone does it. They just worsen the housing crisis if they crack down, but I'm not fully convinced some mid-level politician would take it on as a pet project to demonstrate their love for order to their wealthy donors. Look at these poor people building apartments on their own property? Living in the building that they own? Instead of being taxed? The periphery neighborhoods are a common stage for such pageantry, burdened as we are by the cost of living. We're just too busy to do anything about it. I eye the haphazard joints of the recycled drywall with displeasure. They're hard to bring together in the best of circumstances, crumbly as they are, but I just can't bring myself to shell out for the joint compound. Is that Marceline? Is that Adventure Time? What else we got? A little photo over here. Maybe a jar of pickles. I like to think that's a jar of pickles. Anything else behind my head? No. I want to make it nice, but I also don't want to trash a bunch of my money and hard work if city building enforcement suddenly gets their funding back. Maybe I'll wait another year, and at that point they'll probably consider it grandfathered in. I stretch and get out of bed, pulling on some clean underclothes from the basket by the door that I never bothered to put away. I pull my coveralls off their perch on the top of the door and inspect them. I think the stains on this pair are faded enough to qualify as gritty rather than ratty. Hell yeah! I'm a punk-ass mechanic with a bone to pick, stains and all, baby. Well, I'm a mechanic anyway. I grab a protein biscuit off the counter and stroll down the stairs. Just beyond the door is the reception office for the shop. A young man with a boyishly handsome face is waiting there, reclining in the chair behind the desk and trying to balance a pen on his upper lip. I've never tried to do that. I always see that in on shows or in books, people saying they're... Hold on. Is this hard to do? Are you supposed to stick your lip out? Maybe my nose is too close to my mouth. It kind of just stays there. Maybe I'm supposed to tilt my head up? How do you go about balancing a pen on your lip? Morning, Liza. Got a protein puck there? Alex. So you got the cyborg arm? At least the hands. I'm guessing these must be pretty intricate cyborg hands because he's got a pen, so he must be writing. And you need to have some good I feel like you have to have some pretty good hand control to be writing. Well, maybe not necessarily, because you could do really crude, just but he's holding it kind of delicately. Morning. Yeah. Again, if you can believe it. Did I tell you that Miss Stevens gave me the business for eating one of those the other day? What? Are they not healthy? Is this the equivalent of a Pop-Tart? God, she's such a pain. Oh, what did she say? Engineer, right? I think being an engineer takes too much brain power for me. This is what's wrong with your generation. You think nothing of eating bugs. Dirty. Wait, they're bugs? Dirty, disgusting bugs. No wonder you're dirty outside and in. And so it's a dried bug pock? Well, protein, right? Yeah, you get your protein somewhere, right? Could be bugs. Could be worms. Could be partially regurgitated worms. Dried up into a puck. For, you know, longevity. Jeez. I'm paraphrasing, but I assure you that it was in that shrill and finger-waggy tone of voice. So then I get options. I can assure you it was that... Can't even tell the crickets are in there. They're oh, so it's crickets, okay. Maybe we should cut her as a client? Well, that seems kind of... I'll keep taking her money for now. You can't even tell the crickets are in there. They're ground down for a flower. Preach it, fan. I would so eat crickets. And by saying I would so eat crickets, I have eaten a cricket before or two. I'm not above eating bugs. I had a teacher bring in, it was a bag, they were like dried, was it mealworms? Or something? And they had like a cheddar or some sort of like cheesy powder on them. And they were so good. I don't care that those were dead bugs. I don't care those were dead dried bugs. They were delicious. And what? Cows were so clean? You know how much they you know how much they farted? So much. So much. Dr. Marshall called to say that he'd be by in an hour, by the way. Wait, thanks. I'm gonna go do inventory. Come by my bay if you get a break for lunch. Will do. He's my coworker. My assistant. My assistant, Alex. How to define this relationship? Well, I'm his boss, technically, even though I don't really have to tell him what to do anymore. As you can see, he was seized hard by neo-leprosy, and it didn't let him go until both arms were eaten up by the bacteria. Oh, so he's got the full arm. Yeah, you can see like the wrist there and a little bit of the forearm. Well, he's from a middle-class family. Cybernetics for both arms up to the shoulder would be a hefty bill for anyone. He had been a turbine technician before his illness, so I hired him on to do some of the more generic maintenance and parts recovery. He worked diligently until he paid me back in full. That was several years ago, and while he was initially a little reserved, we've become good friends. He's a funny, dependable guy, and I like him a lot. I've even thought that I might have been picking up signals that he was romantically interested in me a few times. I'd catch him staring at me occasionally, not for too long, and by no means ogling, but much more than a wayward glance to a coworker. Those long, boring hours in the cyborg shop, the cybernetics, the cybernetics work bay. Oh, I bet there's beds. I mean, like if you're working on someone, they're probably sitting on like a really comfy bed or something, right? Anyway. I've tried gently and not so gently hinting that I was open to it, but he's never really reciprocated. Still, I'm glad to have him around. Well, yeah, you're his boss. You were his boss, and for a long time he owed you a lot of money. That's not bad. That's just a big table. I make my way into the storeroom receiving bay area. We accept A through C grade medical scrap here, along with the much more expensive manufactured parts. There are 2 large sliding doors and an automated cart on a truck. Some of the machine salvagers bring us Some of the machines the salvagers bring us can be quite heavy, so the cart track dips all the way down to the ground before running along the center of the room. That way, we can buy directly off the truck and the salvagers don't have to haul the inventory up into the building manually. This means they can come to us first if they score a pallet from some forgotten warehouse out in the intercity Badlands. I nod in approval, remembering the last pallet we hauled up with it. Yes, it turned out to be a very good investment, and I'm glad I thought of it. Oh my gosh, I can't read. Do you think a robot... Well, you see, what was it that Data said in Star Trek? That he was equipped to... Oh, man. It's been a while since I watched it. Anyway, I think he would be a fine lover. I think a robot girlfriend would be warm. Well, if he's very metallic, right? Maybe she might be cold at first, but then as you continue to touch each other, she'd probably warm up to match your temperature, right? Like usually, like if my laptop's sitting on my lap, it's cold before I turn it on. But then as it sits longer on my lap, it warms up and it's no longer too cold. That's actually kind of romantic. the way me and my laptop bond. I turn aside as I get started on inventory. It's quite a boring task, so Alex and I trade off. He doesn't mind it as much as I do, but I'm more partial to salvaging scrap. It's like a puzzle made out of Easter eggs. Nothing beats turning a mangled pyre of wires into something good as new. I pick up a refurbished... Do they still have Easter in this world? I pick up a refurbished elbow joint that I fixed up yesterday. That would cost 4 months of an average worker's salary if it was new from the factory. I sort it on the shelf and mark it on my tablet. Half of these shelves are full because I'm particularly good at seeing the potential in old or damaged parts. And my customer base is much wider because I can charge so much less for the refurbished ones. I take a lot of pride in that. I'm close to finishing sorting things when Alex pops his head in through the door. Hey, a new client called wanting to get things set up with us. One of those mummy estates? So you'll have to take this one. They're insisting on a house call. If you can't handle your robot lover's embrace at their coldest, you don't deserve it at their warmest. Exactly, shaking my head. Ugh, SMH my head. You're so right. I think the cold can be nice. Oh my god, imagine cuddling up to a nice cold robo friend on a really, really hot summer day. Just like resting your head, upon their metallic tummy. Think of how cool that would feel on your cheek. Oh my god. Heavenly. Are they awake right now? Hibernating by the sound of it. He swipes the tablet from the workbench beside me. Yoink. Hey! And look at that. We have all the parts in stock. Looks like you have no excuse to reschedule. Give me that. I'm not done yet. What if they had a mini fridge in their stomach you could stick your head in? What if they had a mini fridge in their stomach full of cola? What if they had a mini fridge in their stomach full of cola, and then they had a button that they could press and it would change their hairdo, and then they had big stars on their forearms, and then they yelled super. I'm talking about Frankie from One Piece. I'm talking about Frankie from One Piece. Yeah. True love. Well, you better get done. The client's in West Park. No. Yes. I'll have to leave now if I want to get back at a reasonable hour. Yeah, you will. Let me take you there. Alright, let me put my kit together. What a pain. Mummy's bringing good money, so I basically have to accept these clients to stay solvent. Solvent? They weren't hard cases. Most of the time... You can hear the door in the hallway. Most of the time, they were in deep, protective sleep in specially built bunkers hoping to wait out hard times. So they couldn't complain or get nasty while I performed maintenance. But traveling to their homes takes a lot of time out of my day, and I just plain don't like the way their bodies unsuccessfully mimic biological flesh. What? Artificial skin doesn't wrinkle or flex in the right way. The subtle densities and different muscle groupings are missing, especially in the face. Oh, it's like Botox, but extends your life. A lot of people say they can't tell the difference, but I find them pretty creepy. Better to have an obvious cybernetic made of metal. It's just more honest. Huh. Interesting. Many of the mummies have decided to go into hibernation recently because of a new rash of tropical diseases along with an uptick in neo-leprosy, which, frankly, doesn't make sense seeing as though they can't even contract the disease. But as rich and enhanced as they were, even they haven't found a way to live forever, and I guess they want to parcel out their time on this earth to the good times only. Periods where they don't have to look at a bunch of clunkies like me and Alex. Clunkies, huh? I guess that's the word for the poor robot enhanced people. Huh, so... Yeah, you're just, like, rich enough that you can just kind of, COVID pandemic? I don't feel like dealing with that. I'm just gonna go to sleep for a few years, wake up after that. Yeah, that's cool, that's cool, that's cool. Ooh, I'm not a fan of who the president is right now. Let me just... Yeah, I'll sleep 4 more years. Yeah, we'll see how it is in 4 more years. Ooh, wow. Things aren't doing too good right now. Oh, wait, my favorite movie is out? Oh, shoot, they dropped a new season of the One Piece live action? Oh, I'm gonna have to be awake for that one. Gotta be awake for that one. They don't mind us keeping everything running for them in the meantime, of course. You'll have to take my clunkies today. I'll be gone all day. Oh, I guess lunch at the setting pond is off then. I'm afraid so. Aw, no lunch date? We have to go work now? Okay, can you do the schedule before you go? You probably won't have another chance. Sure, I'm going to look at setting you for more of the physical therapy. Physical therapy appointments. Clients have been asking for you. He looks genuinely embarrassed, but pleased. So they do what do you call it? Like the maintenance part? So physical therapy, is that part of the maintenance? Or maybe what they just want to call it? Yeah, I guess that makes sense. Nah, they must have their wires crossed. Hell, maybe I'm the one who crossed them. That's how wrong they are. Shut up. You're great in there and you know it. They really respond to you. He chuckles and turns away, rubbing the back of his neck. He really is quite cute. Ooh. Oh. Oh, this is cool. Placing schedule blocks. Appointment blocks represent a customer waiting for service. Your customers will be added to the queue automatically when service on their prosthetic is due. Shop tasks are other activities that workers do to keep the shop running. These include processing salvage into usable parts and time off for the workers. Oh, that's cool. So there's like a resource management aspect to this. Customer satisfaction, customer type, number and type of parts needed, appointment type, money to be earned, customer time customers waited. Angry customers lower reputation and will leave eventually. Happy customers increase that reputation. Customers get different services depending on where they are in the prosthetic process. Alex gets bonus satisfaction for PT, and Elias gets bonus parts for salvage. So okay, so you have to keep in mind what the worker's skills are. And nice. There's 3 types: new, who are being fitted and trained for use for their prosthetics; established, who simply need maintenance; and mummies, who only take new parts and pay more. Number and type of parts needed can be NR. Can be, what would NR stand for? NR can be any new rare, new use, any combination. Oh, new refurbished. Refurbished is the word. New parts is new only. Okay, that makes sense. That makes sense. Next. Shop tasks, salvage parts. Okay. Salvage has to be processed by the workers to become usable. A is more expensive, but in better condition, so it's processed faster. C is terrible condition, but it's very cheap. New parts are factory sealed and ready to go. Time off lets the workers rest and have time for friends and relationships in my Otome game? No thank you. This is resource management now, which helps you get a different story outcome. This is Cookie Run Kingdom now. I don't know any resource management games off the top of my head. All I could think of was Cookie Run Kingdom. All I could think of kingdom building games. Reputation. Higher reputation leads to more applicants to your shop. Very high reputation leads to more mummy clients applying, which will lead to more profit, upgrades, do things like increase reputation. Okay, cool. So, Alex likes physical therapy. Owner, salvage. So, do I click and drag these? Okay. So these are unhappy. Is who's Alma? Hey babe, here's our haul for the week. Oh okay. Oh okay. Shop upgrades, client list. So he wants to do the physical therapy. New customer. Maybe I should get the Angie ones out of the way. But maybe you know, space it out so it's oh, I see. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. Is there no Sunday? Oh, I'm gonna assume Sunday's a day off. I'm gonna assume Sunday's a day off, right? Wait. Oh, okay. I feel like it's not supposed to do that, but that's okay. You can have Saturday off. You can have Saturday off. Or maybe... Okay, wait, actually. Maybe she should take some of this. And do some of this. And then... time off here. And then... maybe do some of this. And do some of this. Well, no, I don't want to give you like half a day off. If you get a day off, you're getting a full day off, right? Or I feel like the owner should work more. Not enough inventory? Wait. Oh, I have to keep track of this. Maybe... Okay. So what do I need? Maybe it's like at the end of the week? And then we can go hard on processing early? Processing... 36. Market offer. Wait. Reputation 15, funds 40. Oh, I made a mistake. I should not have been hitting that. Grade A scrap 15, B 9, C. Okay, so that means I can't do all of these? Not enough inventory? Oh, I get it now. I get it now. Processing the scrap. So I need more scrap to process the scrap. But let me reset this. I think I'm oh gosh. I think I'm breaking some of this. Alright, so we'll do so Engi here. Okay. You he here. Okay. Consult the new customer. Then not enough inventory. I'm getting more confused on the, not confused, getting more so five scrap. So is it 5 scrap then 5 produce? So I got... Okay, so I can do that. I can do that. I think I broke it a little bit. I think it a little bit. I think... Oh, it crashed. Oops. Okay, close. Did it clash? I hear the music. Oh, no, it's gone now. Well, let's redo this. You're thirsty with the water? You go get that. You have to go get the water. You need to go get the water. You have to. You need it. You need it. I broke the game. Hold on. Let me pull it back up. Gilded Lady. So don't... Note to self. Don't button mash. Don't button mash on the schedule part. Alright, go next. Next. At least this resets it so I kind of understand it better now. I didn't get what I was supposed to be doing at first. Now I get it. Okay, cool. Thankfully, what did water ever do to you? Kept you alive! It kept you alive! Think of how nice some water will feel. Like, I honestly think one of the best feelings of life, one of the best feelings, physically, like, sensation, best physical sensation I get, like, it's not drugs. It's not getting drunk. It's not anything. It's not getting intimate with a partner. No, the best feeling is when you're really thirsty and you get, like, a big swig of water and it just completely revives you. Like, I feel like that's the best feeling ever. Ever. Nothing can top that. In fact, I just drank like half my water bottle in one go. I'm stumbling over my words so badly. Alright, here we go. So I'm gonna redo this because I don't understand what I'm doing right now. So I want to do some physical therapy. We'll do the maintenance here. So then I see this up here. Then the new customer doesn't need any parts. Processing? 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 Here, you can have Thursday off. Not enough Okay, so then I would need more parts. So I've got $100 right now. New or refurbished parts. So I don't have anyone that needs only... So let's get some grade B parts? Now can I afford to do this? Yeah. Maybe... do it again? And can I... No. Will that give me enough? What if I spend all my money? Now I have no money. But... then I could do this. And then I can do this. Maybe make them wait longer. And shoot. I don't want to break it again. I feel like I should... Oh, because that one's more... that one costs more, right? Alright. Can I fit any more scrap processing time in here? Here, have your evenings. Have your evenings to yourself. Have your evenings to yourself. Process more scrap. Oh, we can't. Never mind. Can you process this? Can you do this? Alright, hopefully I didn't hack it up. Set schedule. Appointments fulfilled. $100 orange, 5 satisfaction. $100 orange, 2 satisfaction. 0 orange, 8 satisfaction, $100. Appointments not scheduled. Oopsies. Scrap A. Close. Hopefully I did it right. Drink your water, Zero. Or else. He nods acknowledgement at the finalized schedule, and I start to load my travel pack with bionic silicone. They get really mad if you leave nicks and don't patch them up. Heaven forbid the shoddy illusion is broken. I hoist my bag over my shoulder and head for the door. Hey, if you're gonna have to pay all that money for your fake skin, you want your fake skin to look good, right? The Gilded Lady. As I exit and make my way around the building, my concentration is broken by the dusty voice of a woman lying in wait. And where is my lovely little grease monkey off to in such a hurry? Oh? Oh? Oh, she's strong. Alma is the captain of a scavenger crew and longtime supplier for the shop. Her signature oversized handkerchief hangs loose around her neck, as if it's been tugged down from a prior arrangement as a dust mask. Dust mask. There we go. Dust mask. Gah. Couldn't figure out what I was saying wrong, but I knew I was saying something wrong. Dust mask. Dust mask. Perfect. It burns a flaming crimson even in the shadow of the building, and I suspect that there may be some phosphorescent ink soaked into it. Lord knows she could afford it with her success in the Badlands. Outside the auto wall and inside the salvage market, she's known as the Blood Carnation. Wait, she wanted a love interest. Let me go back to let me look at the Steam page again. Let me look at the Steam page. So we got Roots. We got Alex Thompson. Okay, our assistant. We got Casey McKenzie. We have not met Casey yet. And Alma de la Mer. Ah. And that's who, right? That's her. That's her? That's her in front of us? Fiery Queen of the Scavengers. Ooh. Interesting. The carnation part, I assume, was a simple extrapolation from the neckwear, but the blood part of the moniker arose from a swirl of rumors about what she does to competitors who mess with her people. I've heard that she killed an enemy captain and fashioned a huge necklace out of his ribs. What? I also heard that the last thing any would-be caravan raiders see would be her, stock still and standing defiantly on the cab of a charging truck, the gruesome jewelry bouncing on top of a bare chest. Is this Mad Max? Are we in a Mad Max world? I don't know if I believe that, but she does occasionally wear a string of human teeth on her wrist. That I've seen for myself. But you could get teeth by much gentler means, so who knows if she's just trying to fuel the stories. I wonder if her flag's insignia or her nickname came first. But basically, she's badass. And she could kick my ass. And I would like that. As dangerous as she may or may not be, she's also strikingly beautiful and a merciless tease. I can barely keep myself from blushing and stuttering like a kid with her first crush. She knows this too well, unfortunately. I'm stuttering. Oh, hi, Alma. Just off to run maintenance on a new mummy. Oh, those inbred fuddy-duddies don't appreciate my sweet little cherub enough. How about you play hooky and come sunbathing with me and my crew instead? The sediment forecast is clear today, and I've got a really slutty new bathing suit to show off. She's so confident. I love her. My face goes red in spite of myself. Yes, I'm imagining it. I smile despite my embarrassment. Do you harass all your clients like this? You're gonna put yourself out of business, or... unfair. How do you expect me to get anything done with you putting stuff like that in my head? Oh my gosh. Do you harass all your clients like this? Actually, please tell me I'm special. Do you harass everyone? Please tell me I'm special. No, only the really cute girls. Girls? Plural? Oh, hey, Alma, are you trying to make me jealous? No way, babe. You're my number one. Look, I even brought you first pick. Me and the boys finally got into the Northwest Presbyterian ruins. Northwest Presbyterian ruins. What? How'd you get past the patrol drones? What can I say? I'm just that talented. Are you buying? There's a bunch of brand new stuff, still sealed. Whoa, so they're from the ruins. What are we pulling out? Are we pulling like a Game Boy Advance, Nintendo 64? What do we got? Ooh, probably. We're almost out of factory sealed inventory, and those mummies think they're too good for refurbished parts. Oh my god, I can't talk today. Refurbished parts. Can you ask Alex to arrange it? I really better scurry. I have to go all the way to the right. Oh my god. Wait, let me take a sip of water. Sip of water. Reset the tongue. I have to go all the way to West Park. Be sure to memorize the gate codes. You can let us in when the proletariat rises. And then what? You're gonna move all that stuff you have stashed out in the Badlands into the foyers? Nice! Eat the rich, steal their houses. Oh, I'm gonna scuff the wax mercilessly. What does that mean? So, do you really have people like living out there, like full-time living in the Badlands? Well, someone's gotta guard my warehouses. I'm not burning gas hauling people out there in shifts. Do you have storm walls or anything like that? How do you keep your buildings from being flattened by hurricanes? So is this like a... Like, did it actually say... Did it explain earlier? Does it say what happened to the world? Or is it just implied so far? Is it like an environmental thing? So I mentioned like hurricanes and the dust. I've also noticed there's a lot of like what do you call it? Like religious at least in how they talk terms. So I'm just looking on this team page. Does it say what happened to the future? No? Not yet? Why don't I take you out sometime and you can see for yourself? There's a very nice double bed set aside from me and my guests. They push their beds together in Minecraft. You're horrible. I'm filing sexual harassment charges. Raiders! Hello, wait! Hypno! Hello! Chaos! Hypno and Mocha? Wait, are you at the same time? Were you streaming together? Or is that just is that a coincidence? Is that coincidental? Hello everyone. I wanna get bigger. Bigger. A coincidence? Excellent. So what you're saying is that coincidence for sure? You're saying that now what could possibly why did the sensors it stop and begin? Enhance. We're in a sci-fi movie right now. We're enhancing. Hello, everybody. Before I continue my greetings, let me introduce myself. My name is Scarlet Gems, also known as Moop, and today is day 3 of the Otome Games Celebration. So I've been playing games and demos that are Otome games, which, if anyone's not familiar, they are like visual novel type games. Targeted for like girls and women, and it's a little celebration, and there's a whole sale on Steam with a bunch of good games on sale, release, trailers, announcements, cool stuff. So click that link. Automod being silly. Automod is being silly. Did the shout out for Mocha go out? No. Oh my god, I got spoiled. I got spoiled from Seribot doing it automatically. That now I'm like, what do I type? To type a shout. There we go. Perfect. What was you gonna say? Hi everyone. How's it going? How was your streams? Anyone that came in, if you need to go, go take a rest, you gotta eat something if it's getting late. I don't know what time zone anyone else is, but for me it's already past 10 p.m. and that's kind of late. I'm very sleepy. Oh wait, it did do both. We got both shoutouts. You got a second one, I guess. You hit Pokemon tap number 17. Oh no! You're doing like a Nuzlocke or something? Is that what they're called? I know games. I know video games. I know how they work. Oh, so the game I'm playing right now, I'm playing the demo to a game called The Gilded Lady, Life and Love in a Cyborg Shop. You play the owner of a cyborg maintenance shop, and I'm very beginning of the demo. Here's the link to the game. Here's the Steam page for it. So we've met a couple of the characters. We have an assistant named Alex. He seems pretty cool. He has cybernetic arms. Both his arms had been redone. And now I'm talking to Alma, who is the queen of the Badlands, apparently. She's extremely badass. You can't see it right now, but she's got a six-pack. I like to think she has a six-pack. Her midriff looked It looked solid. It looked solid. Her shirt cuts off, and I liked what I was seeing. So she seems pretty cool too. And then there's one more love interest that we haven't met yet, and I only know they exist because I looked at the Steam page. So kind of spoiler for myself. Here's the itch.io. Here's the itch.io page. Bam! I gotta make sure I shill out the game because I want people to check it out. But yeah, I'm doing a demo. I played some other games this week. I got some more Otome games going on later this week. I'm looking forward to it. Try to go for Monday. We did a game that was like Victorian England, vampire mystery, which was really pretty cool. The main character is actually the vampire, and she was like a businesswoman. There was murder, and we're trying to solve that. And then yesterday's game, what did I play yesterday? Yesterday was, oh my god, the teachers one. Yesterday was a game called Teachers with Love and Passion, and you're a 30-year-old teacher starting your first job teaching, and you meet your coworkers, and they're all very hot. So you're romancing the teachers. So yeah. So I've got a variety of games so far. Although all three of these games I've played have very professional working ladies, which is very nice. Not just helpless teen girls, but professional, headstrong ladies. Alright, so back to this. So Alma, she gets the different like metal and scrap and stuff from the wastelands. And we buy it from her for our shop. Also, she was hitting on us, and I was accusing her of sexual harassment. But it's fine. It's not real sexual harassment. I hope not. I think we're flirting. I think my face made it pretty clear I did like it, even though she always left me flustered. For Alex, I felt a tremendous amount of warmth with an undercurrent of... For Alex, I felt a tremendous amount of warmth with an undercurrent of sexual attraction. For Alma, it was a complete opposite. What do you feel? A tremendous amount of coolness with a strong torrent of a strong torrential downpour of sexual attraction, of lust. But she's so over the top, it always comes across as a joke. She lays it on so thick that I can't believe it could ever be serious. It could be a serious dating strategy. I know she's a lesbian from chatting with her crew. Most of the men have tried their hand with her, only to be soundly rebuked. A couple of them tried to hype me up to ask her out, but I just can't get up the nerve. Not yet. That's what I'm here for. I've seen that woman do a honest-to-God backflip. A backflip? Oh, so she's not just, like, strong. She's, like, acrobatic, too? Okay. So she's buff and nimble. The persona she puts on also makes it difficult for me to gauge how she'd handle a breakup, even from something casual. And I can't mess up the relationship with my best supplier. True, it's best to keep things professional. Same thing with Alex, right? He's our assistant. It'd be really awkward. But you know what? That's what fiction's for. Fiction is the best place for these kinds of things. Oh, another gamer we're in our 30s? Thank God I'm in my 30s now and have some real self-control. A younger me would have succumbed to her wiles by now. Another gamer, so this is the second one. The first one we were 18, I think. And this one, okay, nice. Well, I guess it makes sense. We own a whole business. We own a business. It sounded like we own the land. Nice. A beautiful 30-something-year-old business lady in the post-apocalyptic wastelands. Business owner? Come on. Perfect. I make my way through the labyrinthian back streets to the streetcar station on the other side of the main block. Many of the side streets were progressively narrowed down to alleys as people illegally extended their buildings to add sleeping quarters for struggling friends or family over the years. The city generally looked the other way as long as you were the owner and the house was residentially zoned, because frankly, there was nowhere else to put people when we absorbed the eastern outpost population, and they pushed longtime residents out to the city core. I guess the upside is there's no more coastal allies for us to pour resources into every hurricane season. The renovations created a lot of access issues for fire services or anything that needed to pass through that was wider than 6 or 7 feet. But there was nowhere else to put out, so you can kind of see behind the text here, you got like this whole add-on block just held up by like, you know, some little beams here. Jutting out. I see. So instead of going straight up, they went like out. Okay. And because of the technological complexity of the auto wall, it would be very difficult to expand the city boundary, and it wasn't safe to live outside. Right, because you can't go wide, you have to go up, because, yeah, okay. Is the auto wall, like... Is it mechanical, or is this like an Attack on Titan situation? You got a weird post-apocalypse. Apparently so! The world's ending, and I'm over here working. I hate that. Let me enjoy my post-apocalypse in peace. I mean, unless you were some kind of counterculture badass like Alma. You were just kind of screwed if you had a business that needed inventory delivered to the back. My loading bay is luckily facing the main street, so I don't have any such problems. But it was a bit of an eyesore for the storefront, especially compared to the pretty little shops I was looking at now. The richer area still boasted pristine plating, and it was easy to navigate these neat grids. Now it looks like much more suburban over here. Worst apocalypse ever, right? I'm curious how, like, what the gap in technology is? Or, like, how, like, intricate can the prosthetics be? They talk about, like, the different scrap, they're being built from scrap? Is this, and then, like, how far post-apocalypse? Like, how technically advanced was things before everything got screwy? Like, is this when everything go wrong? Did everything go wrong in, like, 2030? Or did everything go wrong in, like, 2075? Were there, like, laser guns? Were there robots? Or did we just have, like, really good, you know, fake arms? Where does that translate to other kind of technology, like computers? We have a tablet. We have tablets. So that implies we have... Do we have internet? Do we have television? Do we have anime still? Once you get uptown, the rails are straight and never have to stop to clear debris or argue that someone's newly minted shanty is too close to the track for the car to pass safely. So at least I'm making good time now that we're out of the lower middle class neighborhoods. So it's like the poorer areas, is this, or in general, is this kind of like a in the Depression, living in like the Midwest areas, like the Dust Bowl areas? Is it kind of like that? But in the future? I step off the streetcar 2 hours after I got on. It's a streetcar, so we still have public transportation. Having traveled just 10 miles... 2 hours? 10 10 miles in 2 hours? Oof. As always, I wonder if I should have just walked, but my kit and tools are heavy. And I'll get my walk-in now. As I start to get into ultra-wealthy territory, where they don't want lowly middle-class trappings like streetcars sullying the view from their massive picture windows. I finally arrive at the gate of the new client. I pull up the digital appointment card Alex wrote for me to confirm the address. His handwriting is pulling just so slightly to the left. I'd better make a note to calibrate his fingers. So he's writing. How neat is his writing? Interesting that we have digital tablets. Oh wait, no. Is he writing on the tablet? So he's using like a stylus instead of typing? Okay. I stuffed the tablet in my back pocket and hit the intercom button. I just like, I'm not like picking apart things. I'm just like genuinely curious, like trying to picture, because it's like, what did it describe it as, like soft apocalyptic sci-fi? That can be a range of things, so I'm trying to picture it more in my brain. So this is like big. Is it a mansion or just like a big house? Okay. Hello, my name's Eliza Clemens. I'm here to do some cybernetic maintenance. Hello, Miss Clemens. We were expecting you sooner. Were you delayed? No, ma'am. I came from Scarlet Town. You don't have a truck? No, ma'am. Oh, I see. Well, you came highly recommended anyway, and Madam requested a woman, so... The intercom blared and I backed up as the gate opened. I stepped around it and started down the walkway. I found myself admiring the grounds in spite of myself. One seldom sees open spaces inside city walls, and even on clear days outside, the plants aren't as lush and bright as the ones here. I quietly yearned for the public parks of my childhood, which had long since been converted to housing. Also, so earlier they mentioned one of the clients was older lady, right? Who complained about the younger folk eating bugs, unlike cows back in their day. So was this decline in society more like recent, like in the last generation or two? Was it a big one incident, or just things happen slowly? Interesting. The manor itself was probably hundreds of years old. Not even the rich could afford to have marble quarried or transported it, and yet the building was covered in the stuff. Hundreds of years old. I gazed up at a gleaming pillar at the embellishments framing the entryway. I remember what Alma said about scuffing the foyer, and picture her ramming a truck into the pillar out of pure spite. Pettyman! Thank you for the gift subs! We got the Mirific and Eccentric? Nice! You winning? I don't think I'm losing. I do think there are bad endings, yeah. The Steam page told me there were bad endings. I don't know if we can get a bad ending yet since we're only in a demo, though. We'll see. The fish is in my face. Hey, you got some fish! So you got a tuna and what's your other fish? What's your other fish? What's your other fish? Blue discus? Nice. Move that here for a second. Nah, I guess it's fine. I'll let the fishing thing do its fishing thing. A rabbit fish? I want tuna. I have a tuna melt in the fridge, but it's too late at night to eat it. I have to wait till tomorrow. Alright, so I'm grinning when the butler opens the door. Oops. She looks severe and humorless. Is this our butler? Miss Clemens? Yes, ma'am. Is that your uniform? Just dressed for the occasion. What's wrong with my overalls? You don't like my dusty overalls with the holes in them? Jeez. Indeed. Come this way. Please, don't let anything leak on the carpets. Of course. She leads me up a grand set of stairs toward what I guess was a wing with bedrooms. I find they usually hibernate in their bedrooms when they don't expect to be out for too long. I want to look around more, but I have to trot to keep up with the butler's quick, long-legged pace. So, I hear the cybernetic user is in stasis? She is. Is this your mistress? I think that's supposed to be the butler. It is Madame's daughter. Physical age? Chronological age? Physically 21, chronologically 46. So, what would that mean? So she was technically born 46 years ago, but due to the time that she's been sleeping in stasis and stuff, she's like, wow, 21. I wonder if there's laws. If you can the kids go into a stasis? Cause that's like crazy. Cause that's a lot of years just to sleep through, huh? How old was the butler? Oh, that's pretty young to go under. Has she been under since she was 21? Is that what that means? It hasn't been continuous. She only goes under for 3 months at a time. Huh. Come again? We're now presumably outside the room where the mummy is hibernating. The butler stops short and turns on her heel. 3 months every 2 months. Asleep for 3 months, awake for 2. But why? It's the new anime season. You gotta sleep for a few months. Let the backlog catch up so then you can binge watch all the shows. Binge watch all the shows so you don't have to wait for you don't have to wait for the weekly stuff. I understand that one. I'll tell you, but only because it pertains to your job. I expect you to be professional and not gossip about this. Friends and relatives believe she travels a lot. Of course, discretion is part of my job. She has an illness. The inactivity gives her a chance to regenerate. I look down at my tablet and scroll the notes. Furrowed brow. She is fully suspended, isn't she? What does the body have to regenerate? It's a very rare disease. It's in her nerve cells. The body supports healing while they're inactive, but they can only use them so long before they degenerate. Oh. Nerve cells are some of the few organic parts mummies still retained after the transfer. Just the nervous system, brain, and endocrine system remained. All other parts are cybernetic. Okay. So they basically fully upgrade their whole body? And then the cybernetic stuff, it's just like replacement body parts and not like electronics. It's not like, this isn't like upgrading, putting extra hard drive slots in your brain for memory or enhanced eyeballs to give you better eyesight. It's just like, here's a hand. Here's skin. Without another word, the butler unlocks the bedroom door. We approach the docking station, which was made to look like a regular bed, aside from the charging bay. Oh, that's neat. Is that like the sleep? Is this like the when I plug in my phone and I get a little light to show me that it's charging. I'm surprised and fascinated to see an imperfect face lying there. The butler speaks again, as if she had read my thoughts. She had her new face remodeled directly from her old face. Yeah, I see that. It's usually hard to tell them apart. They've optimized cosmetics so much, but she looks almost normal. Fish, what'd you get? Wait, I want a fish. I want to get one of the 3 fish that we don't have yet. We have 3 fish left. 3 fish, come on. Come on. The sea urchin, that's cool, but we've gotten it before. What'd I get? The Swedish fish, I've already had that one. Hello, welcome. Okay, what kind of fish do you get? I'm sorry, it wasn't a Swedish fish, it was a Finnish fish. Sorry, I forgot. That's that's copywritten. Wait, I can't read it. When was the last time I had I used to eat Swedish fish a lot. A carp. I catch myself too late to stop that last bit. To my surprise, the butler's not offended, but smiles fondly. Yes, I was glad she kept it. Poor girl. She's in there because of the nerve disease, isn't she? Yep, since she was 17. Oof. Was her family here? I stared down at her face. She looks so much more human than mummies usually did. Probably because she retained those imperfections that made a real human face distinct. I felt strange looking at her. I always thought of mummies as stealing time, but this girl was parceling out her life because she had to. I looked around the opulent room. I guess she's lucky she had that option. I suppose I might have done the same thing. Oh, interesting. So, what was it? Was it 3 months of sleep and then 2 awake? Huh, 3 months of sleep and 2 awake. I guess you still get to see your friends and stuff. I mean, very often I might go a year without seeing a friend or so. And 3 months, you can fall behind on things. But I feel like 3 months is enough to catch up. So it's kind of weird, but I feel like you could kind of cope with that kind of life. But then on the other hand, she's what they say, she's in her 40s. She should be in her 40s, but essentially she's still 21. So then everyone else in her life, if they're living normally, she's gonna outlive them. And that seems kind of sad. But then again, she's outliving them, and then maybe the cure for her disease comes up at some point. Maybe they're able to cure it. Huh. I don't know if I do that, though. I'm trying to weigh the pros and cons in my head. Although, a 3-month nap every now and then seems kind of nice. 3-month nap every 2 months seems pretty good. Only works out if you're rich, though, because you won't be able to hold a job like that. At least a traditional job. She's not contagious, is she? I might come in contact with her cells. No, it's a birth defect. Right. I just wanted to get her system maintenance done before she woke up. Who's her usual tech? What's the story there? Oh, just another young woman like yourself. She contracted neoleprosy and lost an arm and part of her face. Madam couldn't have someone that conspicuous coming around regularly. Right. So Madam's... this girl's mom. Is she... is she also a mother? Does she also have all the cybernetic stuff? Is she in a stasis right now? The butler left me to my work. I thought about her misfortune as I worked, but I also thought about her old tech. Advanced cybernetics allowed this girl to live a normal lifespan. She wasn't using the technology to gain an unfair advantage over her mortality. So it's like, oh, so okay, you know, yeah. It's not just about the mortality. It's also like lives a normal life for two months, and then normally where she'd end up being like really sick, she's just sleeping instead of being sick in bed. So she can have like her highs can still be high, but then she can sleep through the lows. Hepa! Thank you. But when the very facilitator of her recovered lifespan also suffered disease, her livelihood was damaged because she couldn't afford the same level of technology. But then again, it sounds like it was the mother making these choices. So why should the daughter suffer? I hate when there's no clear moral to these situations. Life's always frustratingly complex. I finished my work while mulling it over. Week 2. You've reached a part in Elden Ring where every path forward is a place you don't want to go. You're gonna have Zero go fight the dragon. I don't know which dragon, but I'm gonna guess there's a dragon somewhere. There's gotta be a dragon, and on at least one of those paths, and I just know dragons suck. So go fight the dragon. New client applied the shop? Sure, let's accept the new client. So this person's upset from waiting, so let's put them there. Maintenance. So I can afford that. Mummy client. Not enough inventory, so can I buy new parts for 100? Processing scrap. Process scrap. Process scrap. Process scrap. Process scrap. What do I got? Mostly B? Process scrap. Process scrap. Time off. Time off. We can get all the time off this week. Yeah. No, I have $200 left. I could buy more scrap. C. Process scrap. Process scrap. Buy new parts. 10. So I've got 14 new parts, 40 refurbished. Alright, let's do this schedule, I think. You wanna fight the dragon? Fight the dragon! If it helps, you can, before you start the fight with the dragon, go on YouTube and put on the old Dragon Ball Z opening theme. The English one of Rock the Dragon. I feel like that one is really hypes you up. Earn 500. Okay. Earning 750. Close. It's my day off at last. I wake to my holophone's morning alarm at the luxurious hour of... So we have holophones. So is that a holographic cell phone? I look over and see a dancing, ephemeral image of me, 10 years younger, arm in arm with another young woman. I smile. I'm going out for brunch with Casey today for the first time in a month. I stretch and hustle about, collecting my clothes. I'm tired from the previous week and had set my alarm to the absolute last minute, but I don't want to keep her waiting. She's probably already downstairs and she's chronically early. I head down. Sure enough, she and Alex are chatting affably as she sits in one of our old waiting room armchairs. Posture pert and upright as always. She's my oldest friend, and he's the friend I spend the most time with. So seeing them talking has a sort of emotional symmetry that pleases me. Morning, E. Casey's here. Hey, Sunshine. Hey, Sunshine. Oh, a dragon Otome. I'm gonna have to go through every game on the Otome. On the Otome Celebration. Are any of these dragons? Do any of you have dragons? My wife is a spy. I don't think that's dragons, but I want to play that one. What's this one? This one, How to Fool Liar King. Espresso for the Demon. Demon Heart, the Ice Demon? But where's the dragons? Where are the dragons? Bustafellows? B Project? That doesn't look like dragons either. Come on, some of you gotta have dragons. Wait, no, no, am I thinking of a Yuri? I kind of remember seeing something with dragons, but now I can't remember what it was. If it was a Otome game or Yuri. Oh wait, it was neither. It was a Dragon Cafe, and I think that's a spicy game for boys. I saw that on Twitter. Some game just released. I looked at it and I'm like, oh. And then I was like, oh. I mean, I guess it's fine. Any other? Where are the dragon games? Where are the dragon games? I'm actually just scrolling through the Steam right now. Alright, back to the game I'm currently playing. I'll find the dragon games. I'll find the dragon games eventually. Morning, guys. Hey, Alex. Are you good manning the desk by yourself? Should be a very paperworky kind of day. Yeah, no problem. See you later. Don't do anything I wouldn't do. Well, that shouldn't be hard since you two do exactly the same things. Basically, him and I are married. Is that what you're saying? Casey and I step out the door and start walking. We're a funny pair. She's so neat and prim, while my clothes would be more suited to factory farm labor than a metropolitan stroll. It's been that way since we were kids. Any progress with that cutie? Alex? No, not really. What? You guys are basically already married. Called it. I thought you were into him. I mean, yeah, but I'm not so sure he's into me like that. You know, I tried to kiss him that one time and nothing happened. we kissed? Or was it an attempt to kiss and it wasn't successful? Married is a strong word. There's something he's holding back, and I don't think married people do that. Do what? Hold, I mean... What's he holding back? Maybe he thinks it's inappropriate to kiss his boss, you know. We tried to kiss... Wait, I need to learn more. Tell me more about this. Are you bossing him around? What? I don't boss people around. Not directly, but like with your pushy optimism way. I don't do that. I closed the game by accident. No, I just minimized it. I'm okay. Okay, whatever. What about Alma? I don't know. If she... Double standards. You're like, oh, I don't want to... With Alma, she's my supplier. I don't want to mess that up. Well, what about Alex? Maybe Alex is like, oh, Well, she's my boss. I don't want to mess that up. Go for them both! Yeah, true. I'm not even gay, and that thought crossed my mind. What is it? What does that even have to do with? What is that? How about you? How's your old love life? Let's talk about that later. Strange. She usually loved to kiss and tell, at least to me. Something was up. We walked in silence for a moment. I took her arm and she squeezed mine. Wait a minute. Isn't she one of the love interests? Oh. I see how that route's gonna go. Okay. I kind of wish I didn't read that in the Steam description. No, it's fine. It'll probably show up soon. Interesting. So she's one of the routes, but she's not necessarily a love interest. She's a friend interest. That afternoon, we were sitting at an outside cafe near the settling basin. Oh, this area looks kind of nice. So the very beginning looked kind of like grimy, and I thought it was a little bit more like wastelandy, but this area looks kind of nice. It had its own dome over the patio, which was an expensive upgrade reflected in the price of the food. But they were able to line the seating area with planters, and you can enjoy real leafy vegetables here almost the whole year round. So Casey and I splurged every now and then. Our conversation had veered into some problems she was having at work. She was an intercontinental ambassador and helping negotiate water management with places like Quebec. There were a lot of city-states in old Canada to keep track of, but I tried for her sake. She'd always had a head for details like that. Apparently, a coworker of hers had really shit the bed and managed to insult a Montreal department head. I read that like they had actually like they physically pooped their pants, but yeah. They didn't like metaphorically shit the bed. Wow, you have to really screw up to insult a Canadian. Where are they from? Ugh, I know. Why is this solely your job? Can't your boss help you smooth it over? Things are weird with him right now. She got a faraway look in her eyes and stared at a pepper plant adjacent to our table. What do you mean? Hey, when I said you were bossing Alex around, I was just joking, okay? I know you treat him right no matter what. Even if things got weird. Ooh, weird in what way? Oh, Casey, were you sleeping with your boss? Ooh, she looks scared. Oh, that isn't ideal. Weren't we just talking about sleeping with our coworker? Potentially? I know, please don't lecture. He just finalized the divorce for what it's worth. Oh, so he was like married before that too? Wait. Oh, interesting. I remember that she called me pushy optimistic and I fight back the urge to tell her to not worry and that it'll be all okay. I'm sorry, Casey, that's hard. That's not the worst part. Is he trying to fire you? That bastard. No. She turns back and looks at me, a strange mix of sorrow and determination in her eyes. I'm pregnant. You're pregnant? Yeah. A majority of the population had ceased regular birth control use sometime in the last generation, myself included. Like most women, years of involvement with men hadn't resulted in pregnancy, and for many of us, never would. If a woman had the vaguest notion of wanting to be a mother, she generally would take no steps to prevent pregnancy, as she was likely only to have a few chances throughout her life, if at all. And if she wasn't ready for the responsibility of raising a baby in this costly world, there were generally relatives clamoring to take the baby in. She'd live with them during breastfeeding and then move out after weaning, transitioning to visiting a couple times a month. The understanding being that she would receive a baby from younger relatives when she was ready, if any became available. So like, swap off babies. Whoever can give birth hands off the baby to whoever can raise the baby. Okay. I guess if the world gets that desperate and everyone's cool with it. This was by no means a perfect system. It's common for women to be pressured into carrying a baby when her body was too young or sick, or when she simply didn't want to endure pregnancy. Many poor women are pressured into giving babies away that they want to keep. Some women simply sell their babies out of a family because they're just so lucrative on the public infant market. Even though everyone knows many rich people just buy them to have something expensive. What? And despite all that, the human population is at a historic low all over the world. They've been calling it the Great Population Crisis for the last 10 years. The art for the thumbnail? Yes, that was, God, that's such old art for me too. I realized I haven't used it in a while. It was drawn by Draco! It was like my old original, what do you call it? My old reactive Fugi for collabs and stuff. There's two. There's like an open mouth and a closed mouth one. Ancient. Which is why I'm so shocked to hear that my best friend's pregnant in her 30s. How do you feel about it? I don't know what I'm feeling, but there's a lot of it. There aren't any good circumstances, but this is probably my only chance. There's no young women in my family. Yeah. What's going to happen with your job? Already working on getting transferred. Do you want him involved? No, he doesn't like kids. Wow. Yeah. We stare at empty plates in a silent shared grief. After a while, I look up. Hey, I've heard there's a ton of upsides to getting raised your own biological child. They look like you, act like you just know where they're coming from better. And your mom will be thrilled. Yeah, or they could look and act like him, I suppose. That faraway look remained. Oh, hey, it's Draco! I summoned Draco. I summoned her. You're thinking about your apartment, right? No, sometimes the names get a little... It's okay. It's a demo. It's an early demo. Yeah, I'll never be able to afford it with the pay cut I'll probably get. Plus, Who knows how far I'll be from you once I move to some dump somewhere. Oh no! Come live in my attic with me. Probably in a bad neighborhood where the baby can't even play outside. No, what? She finally looks at me again. It's such a miserable situation, but I just can't help myself. I wish I didn't want this so badly. It's like primordial. As I'm watching my life fall apart, I have this unshakable certainty that this is what I want more than anything. I wish I knew what to say. I think they would have called this a maternal drive back before the Great Population Crisis, when it was commonplace for women to make the choice. When it was commonplace for women to make the choice whether to be a mother or not. It's probably why some people are willing to dump their life savings into getting their kid. It sounds awful, like your biology is taking you hostage. So you have... We just had the scene where the girl there was the mummy there who had the disease from a young age and had to live a life where she's like sleep half of it. And they were talking about how that was like the mother's choice. And that was a really rich family too. So I wonder if like they had to buy that child. Huh. You've been sneaking? Sneaky? No, that tracks. That sounds very Draco-like. Sneaking around, being nice. Being nice in the background. Delivering cookies and things. Have you ever wanted to be a parent, Eliza? Do you know this feeling? Well, I was with Theo for years and never used anything, so I just can't. I just figure I can't. I've also got no younger women in my family, and adoption would probably bankrupt me, so I guess I never really thought of it as a possibility. Would you want to be if you could? I guess if it was like the old days where you get a free where you could get a free baby from sex. It's not wrong, but I just like the wording. You look back in history. Back in the days, we could just get a free baby from sex. I would want one. I just wouldn't want to sacrifice everything I have for one. No, that is what I'm doing, isn't it? It was heartbreaking how sad she looked, and then I got an idea. Hey, I know this is gonna be dodgy legally with your job and all, but what if I expanded my apartment into the rest of the attic and added a room for you and the baby? You could stay there until you save up some money, or until your child credits start coming in. Free babies in this economy, right? Jeez. The government was generous with child benefits. They couldn't afford to lose any opportunities at new citizens, so they paid out almost half a typical salary for a few years if you kept your pregnancy and raised the kid. Casey had read me a few chapters from one of her poli-sci textbooks about a time when they just forced women to carry babies by taking away their medical termination option. There wasn't a thriving baby market, so society simply left them to fend for themselves when it came to providing food and shelter in a world they could barely afford to live in, let alone with a child. Chicken! Many couples resented their children, or even if they were loving, had to raise them in desperate circumstances. These children often turned to crime, or at the very least would result in poorer productivity per citizen, which society simply couldn't afford these days, having so few workers as it is. So the cure for... Okay. Don't get me wrong, we still have an underclass. They just generally reach adulthood well adjusted enough to hold down a factory job. So instead of throwing the children in the mines, we support the children and get them educated, then we throw them in the factory. Okay. Yes, it was better to just pay the parents for what is essentially a public service. Kind of like, The Giver. In The Giver, where the parents had, they had to take care of, 2 kids and raise them. But it was just kind of like their role in society. It just took a very long time for the application to ooze its way through the maze of bureaucracy. Some things never change. I mean, I can't do anything about the shop noise, but it's a fairly clean area, and you'd still be close to work. I can't make you do that. This is my stupid choice. Well, I love you. I don't want to see you contract TB in some beat-down gutter. That's so kind of you, really. I'm just thinking, though. Neo leprosy is a high risk at your shop, isn't it? I mean, it is, yes. But there's a chance anywhere. Most cyborgs have passed the disease by the time they come to us. Casey winces at the slang term. I think she forgets about my foot pretty often. So, is Cyborg is Cyborg a slur? Is Cyborg a slur? I get that. That was one of the first lines, right? Where she said, "Yeah, I can say that. I'm a cyborg myself." Huh? Okay. You went to get blueberry pancakes yesterday? Checked out this new spot. But there was no... Wait, did you order a blueberry pancake and they didn't give you blueberries? But you can't complain because they gave it to you for free. Oh, well then never mind. Never mind. Any pancake for free? Any free pancake? Take it. Take it and eat it and enjoy it. What was the other thing she said? Was it clanky? Or whatever? That's fine to say. Mummy's fine? Huh. Don't you worry that people won't realize that you're a cybernetic user? Since yours is in your shoe all the time? And they'll hear you saying that? Or is it maybe not like a slur, but is it like a degrading term for saying like a disabled person? It's like oh, I'm disabled. No, you're differently abled, honey. You're differently abled. It's fine. It's okay. You can do whatever you set your mind to. Don't call yourself that. Is it like that kind of situation? Maybe they should learn about invisible disabilities. Yeah. Yeah, clanky instead of clanker. Yeah. She smiles despite herself. That's a cute smile. I like that. Same old Eliza. She checks her watch and rubs a temple. I have to get going. Thanks for coming out today. It really helped to see you. I catch her arm as she rises. Casey, thank you about it. I mean it. She gives me a squeeze back. I will. Thank you. We could be platonic partners. We could be platonic partners. We can co-raise your child together. It'll be so cute. I took the long route home, kicking at pebbles in the street, lost in thought. Poor Casey. I imagined her holding a baby to see how the mental image struck me. No good. It didn't elicit any emotional response. It didn't seem real. It was as abstract as thinking about becoming the next president. It's technically possible, but practically too far out of the reach for any real consideration, at least until today. Suno! Hello! You're playing Pokopia? Oh, you're playing Pokopia. I'm so jealous. But hello, everybody! Did my alerts sounds not go off? I didn't hear it. That's fine. Hello, everybody! Wait. Zoom in. First, let's see what kind of fish you got. You had an oyster? Oh, hell yeah. Look at that. You had a nice dinner out of that. Suno, thank you for the raid. Suno, thank you for the resub. 53 months. Holy shit. That's a lot. So you have Tomodachi and Pokopia? You have both? You have all the cozy games. Oh my gosh. Also, hello everybody, let me introduce myself. Welcome. My name's Scarlet Gems, also known as Moop. And today is the third day of the Otome Games Celebration, which is a fun little Steam festival centered around Otome games, which are like visual novels for girls. In the best way possible. There's a whole bunch of games on sale, new games announced, trailers, demos, all kinds of cool stuff. I got it linked in my chat right up here. Click on it, click that link right at the top, and check out all the games. I'm playing the demo for a game right now called Gilded Lady Life in why am I so bad at remembering the games? Life and Love Cyborg Shop or something like that. You play as a mechanic of a cyborg shop, and there's two love interests and a platonic interest. It's interesting. It's sci-fi. We're in like a dystopian type world, I guess. Cozy game move. Hello, Arrow. Welcome. I'm doing the math. How many months? No, I do how many years. It's been like 5 years. I don't know if that's how many the sub adds up to, but I know just in general I've known you like 5 years. Damn. Does that make you an honorary girl? If you wanna be, everyone could be a little feminine at heart. I feel like it's kind of like shonen anime, shonen manga is technically for boys. Like, that's what they say is the target audience. But, like, Haikyuu is a shonen manga. And you gotta look at that fan base. We know who the fan base is. It's all girls. One Piece, that's a shonen anime. I can love that no matter what my gender is. It's like a very rough guideline, you know? It's like I know like some people argue that Otome games, because it's an Otome game, the main character has to be a girl. But like in a shonen anime, it doesn't need to be a male protagonist. There's plenty of shonen and technically now I'm blanking. There's a bunch of popular shonens that are have a female main protagonist, and now I'm blanking. Why can't I remember? Oh my god! You need to add me in Tomodachi Life? I need to look at. Were you streaming? No, you were streaming Tomodachi. I was watching you make Mars the other day. I saw that. I like seeing how creative people are making their Miis. I didn't realize that like you could go so in depth. At first, I just saw people making. I assumed it was just making Miis the like traditional way, and then I saw people drawing their Miis. That's crazy. Happy New Star. Wait, New Star Fox Day. Is that the thing that I saw where it was like a Star Fox they used the facial tracking? Star Fox VTuber or something? Was that for a special thing? Was that for like a is it like a new game? Is there an announcement or something? New Star Fox game? What? Huh. Hello, Ruby. Welcome. Oh my god. You have Tomodachi Life too. Everyone has Tomodachi Life. I'm so jealous. I'm so jealous. New is debatable. It's another 64 remake. So it's a remake and not. So it's a remake instead of just like, hey, we're releasing it on Nintendo Switch Online. That's something. Suno paid you a bonus and you got it. Oh, hell yeah. That's the best way to spend your money. Cozy games. I love it. I love it. Does it have a... Is it purely single player? Or does it have like a... Can you like send your Miis to other people's islands? Can you like... I don't know. You know how like Animal Crossing has like the Dream Island thing where you can visit other people's islands and see things when they're offline? Something like that. Wait, let me put my trying to get to a good stopping point with the demo because I'll probably not go too much longer because it's like 11, almost 11:30. I am sleepy. But thank you for the raid. If you need a rest, if you need to go to bed, I know it's a Wednesday night and almost midnight. At least it's almost midnight for me. So if you need to rest, go, you know, have a late dinner, a snack, any of that. Go for it. No worries. Thank you for coming by. This isn't a 12-hour stream? No, unfortunately. I wish I had the time for that, though. I wish I had time just to do, like, 12 hours straight and bang out as many, like, demos from the festival as I could. If I could, like, 12 hours and I spend, like, 2 hours on each demo, I could get, like, six out of the way. I don't want to say out of the way. 6 out of the way sounds kind of like I don't want to do it. I can enjoy 6 whole demos. Maybe not the whole demo, but a good portion of 6 demos to showcase them. You have doctor stuff to do in the morning, and of course you're restless. Yeah, doctor stuff isn't always. It's very, you know, I was gonna say it isn't always fun. It's actually very rarely fun, and it's usually more stressful. Yeah, no, understandable. Thankfully, you just have to pick something up from the lab. Oh, thank goodness. Considering there's no filter, Nintendo probably doesn't want multiplayer stuff. There's no filter? Oh. Huh. I wonder. I remember how crazy people got with base Miis back in the day. Huh. Where am I? Oh, here. I read this part. I imagine myself holding her baby. So the main character, we're playing a character named Eliza. Her friend, her best friend from, they've known each other for a very long time, just announced that she's pregnant. So now the main character's just like, huh, in our post-apocalyptic world or whatever, pregnancy is very rare. And I've never really cared so much about babies, but now my friend's gonna have a baby, and maybe she'll move in with me. Who knows? So she's going through some morality right now. One of the topics on your island is Bara Mananimon. Oh, hell yeah! Is selective Pokemon breeding and monster appreciation? What's the best monster? Also, Hydru, I mean, I was drinking, but then I read the Bara Nanimon thing. I started taking a sip of my drink, and as I started reading Bara Nanimon, I didn't finish the drink. Like, I hadn't quite made it to my mouth yet because I knew I was about to... I was so close to, like, a spit take, but I caught myself. Nanimon appreciation, yes! This is the Nanimon appreciation zone. What kind of fish is this? Barracuda! Ooh, barracuda! I'm so tired right now. Oh, okay. So I imagine myself holding her baby. Interesting. There was a little flutter of warmth. I do really like children, but as I said, never really considered that I might be close to one. But would it be cute to have a little baby to cuddle up with on the couch to read picture books? I could show them all my favorites from when I was little, get away with playing the goofiest game. So do they have video games in this world? They have holophones, right? And they have cybernetic implants, and you can have people basically turn into full like robots. So there's gotta be video games in this world. I'm trying to piece together like the level of technological advancement in this sci-fi world. Oh, Errol, no, Errol, you should join us in the Nanimon appreciation. You should actually join us. It's never too late to join the fan club. Never too late to. It's also never too late to start eating raw potatoes. First, you know, when you join the Church of Nanimon, when you join the Church of Nanimon, you walk in and you're just given a potato. You're not given sacred bread. You're not given wine. No, you're just given an Idaho potato, unwashed, unpeeled, just handed the whole ass potato, and you have to deal with that yourself. But it needs to be gone before you leave the building. You have to eat that. You have to munch. Are we talking about the Digimon? Yes. Yes, the Digimon. Oh my god. You don't even know what... Oh, Errol, no, you know what Nanimon is. Errol, I have a clip of myself telling you to Google Nanimon, and then you Googled it and you were just like, oh. No thanks. I have it still. I'll find it. You may not have remembered, you may have cleared the memory from your brain, but I remember. What do you... You know, it's been a long time since I've watched Digimon, and I can't remember what Nanimon's laugh sounds like. What does Nanimon's laugh sound like? Is it cute like a baby? Is it gruff? Is it manly? I don't know. What was Sukamon? I do like Sukamon. Sukamon is good. What's the other one? Hold on. No. Is it the evolution before Sukamon? Numemon. I love Numemon. The little slug thing. I think he sound like... Okay, Numemon. You sound like a smoker? Maybe. I'm glad that a little piece of me in my Nanimon my Nanimon obsession can live on in the hearts of others. That and the potatoes. That and the Jags. Oh, we should bring up Waluigi next. There's also the Waluigi. I know how you feel about Waluigi. I look up and idly notice I was already approaching my shop. And, speak of the devil, there's a woman and a little girl outside, seemingly leaving. You would usually see a couple of kids if you were out and about all day, but not usually around this part of town. Another few seconds, I register that the woman is crying. Strange. Then the girl turns, and I see the bandage almost left of her arm. Oh. When I enter the shop, I see Alex standing and staring blankly out the window. He looks incredibly somber. Oh no. I think I contributed to the Daki. I did contribute to the Daki, but I believe that I am the one who originally found that docky. I'm the one who found the link to it, and I believe my friend CG did the he put it on Suno's throne as like a suggestion, because you know how you can suggest things to people. So he took that link, put it on Suno's throne, and then I think me and Mocha funded it. It was mostly Mocha though. The deep lore. Hey, Alex. Hey. That little kid was just in here, huh? Yeah, they were asking about budget options. None of them were even close to what they can afford. You okay? Ooh. Yeah, it must be rough when you can't help the people that need help. You don't got like a payment plan? Oof. I got their number in case we ever got any child-sized models in for refurbishment, but you were honest about it not being very likely. Yeah. Did the mother know about the pediatric adjustment window? She did. That's why she was crying. They'll never be able to afford a specialty children's model now, or the physical therapy later when she gets big enough for the generic models. She's probably gonna end up in a hook. In a hook? Oh, like she's gonna be like a pirate? I mean, you could just plenty of people survive with just a nub. A hook's kind of cool though. In a sad way. I'm sorry you had to feel that. It's never easy turning people away, let alone children. You told her about our free clinic nights? Yeah, it might take years. They're only once a month. I wish I could afford to do them more often, with more instructors. Hello, thank you for the follow! I want to put Nanimon on screen, but it feels disrespectful when the subject matter of the game is kind of heavy right now. Hey, it's quitting time. Let's take a walk, get some air. Okay. Alex walks beside me, his melancholy palpable in the heavy silence between us. He always takes on so much of other people's pain. It's admirable in a way, but I think it makes this line of work more challenging than it has to be. We need to care, of course, but we also have to keep our spirits up. Alex speaks suddenly. Those damn bionic companies, why do they charge so much for kids' models? Supply and demand. Not many child cyborgs surrounded by them. Well, the kids need them the most. I thought the government supposedly at least looks out for kids. They should have made it illegal to price gouge like that. Well, you see, once the child is born, it's a different story. Or something. Bionic companies are big donors. The politicians probably don't want their donors' coffers to shrink if they can help it. Then tax me and pay for the kids' bionics. I don't care. Most people can already barely pay the tax bill. I think, what they say earlier was because we met Alex because he needed the the 2 bionic arms and he couldn't afford it originally, so then he worked with us. So he was also in a case where he was really lucky because he couldn't afford the prosthetics. They're the next generation. It's an investment. Maybe people should stop being selfish and myopic, and then they could see that. Most people aren't like you, Alex. So at the beginning when we were meeting, what was her name? The scrap lady. Alma? Was it Alma? I was getting like Mad Max world type vibes from this place, but now it seems just like our society, but in the future, and with robot arms. He really is a sweet guy, and cute. I think about reaching down to hold his hand, but stop myself. He is having a crisis right now. Stop thinking about how cute he is. This happens sometimes. He does something like this, and then I'll find myself wanting to make a move. I tried it a few times. It's not that he's ever outright rejected me, but he definitely did accept any attempts. Well, this is terrible timing. He's upset about society right now. He is upset the society is not supporting children's, and you wanna make out right now? Of course he's not accepting that, right? It's not the time and place. Instead, think about how cute Moop is. Exactly. I have a handful of examples, but my mind drifts back a few years to the most perplexing of them all. When I first contracted neoleprosy, my nervous system was not playing nice with the artificial parts. Half the time, they disconnect without warning, and any sensory information would be replaced by kind of a phantom limb syndrome. So you can feel things? Okay, so they're that advanced? This happened late one night when I was in a real groove going at a choice pile of salvage in the inventory system. And this is like her foot? My toe must have edged onto the lip of the cart track without me noticing. Now, the shop doors in the loading bay are set to automatically close when the city walls detect a sediment storm. And to do this, they slowly move the track cart backwards so they don't close on it. When the safety alarm started blaring, I looked up, annoyed. But when the cart began to shift backward, I felt a sharp and sudden click as the metal toes became lodged between the wheel and the recessed track. Oh! I just realized I still have the Valentine's Day emote still up. As I tried to pull myself out, a cold whip of fear seized me as I realized it was stuck. The foot itself wasn't hurting at the moment, but I was afraid I might be dragged under. I pushed at it with my hands as I crawled on unperturbed, crushing the casing and snapping wires. Knowing they were connected to me made the sounds truly stomach-churning, as if they were bones and sinew getting chewed to bits. Ironically, I think that this was the moment the bionic truly felt as though it was part of my body. Gonna take... Yeah, for next year, so it's something fun for next year, right? Right? The tissue around the foot began to scream in agony. My hands continued to uselessly bat at the cart and tug at my calf. Did my doorbell... That wasn't the game, right? I'm gonna ignore it. Something bumped me from behind, and I turned my head. The bigger threat was behind me. The cart was still progressing along the tracks, and I was likely to be pinned to the wall, perhaps even crushed. At this, the worst possible time, the link between my cybernetics and my nervous system was suddenly restored. Could you feel the pain? I must have been screaming. Can you feel that? That's what probably summoned Alex. Scrambling and wide-eyed, he looked over the situation for what was probably only a second or two, but it felt like an eternity. He bolted toward the emergency shutoff and smashed it so hard the plastic sunk into the drywall behind it. What is the point of this story? Are we saying that he saved our life and then we tried to kiss him? Then he hurled himself toward me. Where are you stuck? I was blubbering now, scared and in pain. Eliza, look at me. Where are you stuck? Like, my foot! Alex stooped low and took stock of the carnage. He sucked in a breath, straightening up, and took my hand. Okay, Eliza, I'm gonna push it off of you, but it's going to crunch. Try not to listen to that. I'll have you out in a second. This cart is 400 pounds. He gave me a weak smile and patted a bicep. The jolly little clang was almost comforting. Does it make you stronger? If you have robot arms, you get stronger? There's at least one upside to these clunkers. And he pushed it off me. It was impressive, even with the enhanced strength of the arms. They're connected to a flesh and blood man at some point, after all. And he was right, there was a sinking and crunch. It was the casing that had been so deformed that it was dragged to the other side of the wheel. It must be traversed to free me. At least the pressure sensors were shot there. As soon as he had wrenched me loose, Alex was stripping off my shoe and deactivating the nerve interface in my foot. I had only lost half of it to the disease, so the placement was unusual. But he found it quickly nonetheless. I slumped into his arms. Half a foot. Half a foot's interesting. I feel like would it be harder just to replace half the foot than it would be to replace it at the ankle? I don't know. Huh. The pain in the cybernetic was gone, but the tissues around it still screamed and throbbed. There now. Are you okay? Can you walk? My legs felt like jelly. I don't think so. He scooped me up, light and limp as a bushel of rags. He spoke softly and carried me down the hall. My bench is clear. I'll take you to my bay. He had become a talented cybernetic tech in his years here, and was practicing alongside me, under my license. We each had a workspace with an operating table and a small office. In his, the little couch that was meant to be for client seating was set up with pillows and a blanket that could pass as decorative, but in reality, I knew that he stayed the night pretty frequently. It's just my foot. Can we sit on the couch? My voice was weak and warbling, but I wanted softness at the moment, not the cold and sterile operating table. He wordlessly set me down on the sofa in his office and passed into the operating room to retrieve his kit. I settled into the cushions as he... Is that the crushed half to... Ooh. Like nailed in there? What was I? Oh. I settled into the cushions as he knelt below me and got to work on the tangle of steel and blood. With practiced movements, he prepared an injection of painkillers. He looked at me to confirm he had the correct dosage, wordlessly brandishing the syringe at my eye level. I nodded and he administered it. Dr. Marshall will probably still need to look at the tissue damage to be safe, but I think it's okay for tonight. I nodded slowly. The physician that works with us is stern and curt. When I pictured explaining what happened to him, I suddenly felt quite embarrassed. Hey. Sorry about the meltdown back there. That was a reasonable reaction to almost being crushed, Eliza. I'm supposed to be teaching you shop safety, and then I go and get myself stuck. Don't worry about it. I still think you're cool. Plus, I gotta earn my keep around here somehow. Right. As he worked, I started to feel the adrenaline and pain fade. Both the silence and the awkwardness of the situation started to press in on me, so I began scanning around for a more comfortable topic of conversation. I realized the blanket I was now nestled into had been hastily thrown aside, and one of the 2 pillows had been knocked from the bed entirely. The poor guy was probably fast asleep when I started screaming. You know, it's against the law to sleep here, right? Oh, then I'd better report the apartment in the attic then. We want to stay above board, don't we? Why do you stay over here so much, Alex? Is there a TB neighborhood between here and your parents' place? No, I just don't like it there very much. You don't get along with your family? Well, that's not exactly it. No one has much interest in each other, ships in the night, and all that. I was saddened by that. Alex is a great guy. Any parent should be thrilled to have him as a son. He's still focused on the repair and hasn't looked up at my face. You know, not like here. I smiled as the meaning dawned on me. So I must have been right. He did have feelings for me after all. I mean, I'm not really sure where I see like a romantic feeling thing there. I feel like I could just say like, you're just comfortable. That could be a perfectly good conversation for friends as well. Would be a weird conversation to have with your boss, though. I wouldn't really say I like my boss better than my family. That feels awkward. I snuggled further into his pillow. The warm, sleepy effects of the meds combined with the adrenaline crash washed over me as I sat with the cozy thought. I'm glad you feel at home here, Alex. His cute little grin from profile was the last thing I saw as I slipped into a deep sleep. She is crushing so hard. The next morning, I woke up confused. A side effect of the drug, to be sure, but I was also in a strange place. My leg throbbed from the knee down. I looked toward the window and saw Alex, asleep on the hard floor, and remembered everything. At least he'd grabbed one of the back cushions for a pillow, and it looked like he had an extra blanket tucked away somewhere. If I was in his position, I would have broken into her place. I would have broken into her place and slept in her apartment. Like, you sleep in my place, I'll sleep in yours. I grimaced as I swung the leg around to examine it. It looked good as new. He must have been up all night. I leaned over his sleeping figure and laid a hand on his shoulder. Alex? He twitched a little and rolled over, rubbing his face. He blinked groggily and looked up at me. Oh, hey Eliza. How are you feeling? Okay, considering. Did you sleep at all? Did you sleep here all night? He sat up and looked back at the couch. Oh, yeah. Sorry, I would have gone and slept in your bay, but it was locked, and I felt weird about crashing in your apartment without your go-ahead. You should have done it anyways. Oh, your poor back. You should have, but it's okay. I trust you. Well, that's good, because you were out. I thought I overdid the dose or something, but the monitor looked correct. Nah, that was just the adrenaline crash. You'll see if you ever go out with Badlands patrols when you get your license. Do you want some coffee? God, yes, but let me get it. Your leg must hurt. I sat while he shuffled off to brew a pot. I keep hitting the next button right here is so close to the bottom of the screen. I keep accidentally hitting the taskbar and minimizing the game. He had taken his coveralls down to the waist when he went to sleep, and I found myself tracing the contours of his body with my eyes as his back was. Does he have like a shirt on underneath? Does he got like a tight shirt? I tore my eyes from him and struck up a conversation to distract myself. Alex, my foot looks great. I'm impressed. Thanks. I wish I could have repaired the nerve interface for you, but I don't think I'm ready to start digging into muscle. You're not getting anything from the pressure sensors, right? Yeah, they're out. But I'll make do until Dr. Marshall gets here. I'll just have a limp until then. Yeah. He brought me a cup and sat down beside me. The sunlight was starting to peek through the Great Plains sediment, and it fell across his face. The steam did a sleepy dance in the dusty beam and caressed the bottom of his chin as he gazed into the cup, idly thumbing the handle and producing dull little scraping noises. He drank from it, and a faint smile played across his lips as he murmured his appreciation for this first sip of the day. I love how his smile looks shy, even when he thinks no one is watching. Aww, cute. At that, though, I abruptly decided to test the waters and allowed myself to be caught staring. Alex flushed a bit and looked away. Alex. Thanks for everything. And before he could reply, I planted a deft peck on his cheek. He turned with a complex expression. It was mostly surprise, but there was something else there that I couldn't quite place. A couple of seconds ticked by in this stalemate, so I reached over and rested a hand on his metallic fingers. This seemed to break whatever spell he was under, and he pulled the hand away, turning his face and body with it. What fish? What fish? What fish? Nice! You got a piranha! Do you think piranhas taste good? If a piranha eats human flesh and then you eat the piranha, is it okay then? Do you think it would taste better or worse? Is it like revenge? No problem. I've always got your back. I had not expected that reaction. I was even further confused when he stood up and made for the door. I'm gonna weld a block into the track. Make sure it can't pin anyone else. And with that, he was gone. I guess I'm technically his boss, and a little older to boot. So I just let it go at the time, but I'd still see him gazing at me when he didn't think I was looking. And then there was another time that I was absolutely sure I was reading the room right, but came out empty-handed again. I had suggestively complained of aching shoulders, and he offered to rub them. From every signal I could read, he was trotting down the well-worn path of this cliché just fine. He seemed willing and eager. I purred out a little noise as he worked my shoulders that I swore made him swallow and wet his lips. So I hit him with the best home hither look I could muster and told him he was good with his hands. Boy howdy, Alex, you sure are good with your hands. What them hands do, what them fingers do. All those years as a mechanical technician, cyborg technician sure got you nimble on the fingers, huh? Then he did that strange thing where he abruptly pulls away. So I'm not sure where we stand romantically. You're co-workers. You're his boss. Yeah, y'all are adults. Have a conversation. Have a conversation. Hey. I look up from his hand and see he's looking back at me, concerned. Eliza, are you okay? Sorry to rant. I know we take a hit with the walk-in clinics, and I'm really grateful you were on board. I wasn't trying to. No, it's not that. I was just spacing out. Is something wrong? I've been pining for you for years! I think that's what she wants to say. Just a long day. Let's just mill around some more. It'll clear my head. Alex seems to have burnt off some of his anger, and we walk in comfortable silence, padding down familiar streets and turning when we reach the boundaries of the TV ghettos. The sun's lazy rays begin to dim as they sluggishly swim over the growing horizon as well as through the sea of thick sediment haze. We decide to head home. It was safe enough, even on the perimeter of the poor neighborhoods, but we had work tomorrow, and I was feeling weary from the day's revelations. We return to the shop and say goodnight in the lobby. I give him a quick squeeze around the middle and tell him everything will be okay. I can tell the situation is still bothering him, but what can we do? We could, of course, just weld a simple rod and hook for the kid, but her brain wouldn't adjust her nerves responses in the same way as it would with a proper cybernetic limb. A fairly young adult can get very, very articulate with regular physical therapy and a couple years' practice. Alex is proof of that. But a child that is outfitted early and regularly upgraded in a timely manner is as dexterous with bionic hands as their natural limbed peers. Oh, interesting. I suppose he feels responsible for the kid losing out on the opportunity. And I get that. But there are lots of factory jobs with allowances for amputees without bionics. I mean, they have to accommodate them. There simply aren't enough workers to go around otherwise. I'm sure she'll be fine. Yeah, I'm sure she'll be fine. Yeah, sure. Yeah, it's okay. Is it... Where'd my game go? Oh, it's just black screen now. I don't think it should just be a black screen. Resume? Is it supposed to? I don't think it's supposed to go black screen right then. I think my game broke. I was gonna say, we just had like, oh, that kid's probably fine, whatever. And there's gotta be room for in the, in the factories. I wonder if that's gonna parallel later on with the Friends kid. The Friends kid that she now has maternal feelings for. Because it's a lot easier to say, like, well, I guess we're done with the demo. I mean, I don't know, maybe that's the end of the demo. I have a feeling it's not supposed to be a black screen right now, though. Or is it? No, I guess we're black screen. It's fine, I mean... I was gonna end soon anyways. I guess that's a stopping point for me. We'll say, yeah, I wonder, because it's a lot easier to say, like, oh, I'm sure the government will take care of it. They care about kids, right? Yeah, whatever. And then when you find out it's the kid that's basically yours, and you're like, oh, shit. Huh. Maybe all the stuff I thought previously was not true. Maybe that's where it's gonna go? I guess we'll see when the... Oh, play the demo again? Oh, start from the beginning? Oh, I should start from the beginning, huh? Yeah, you're right. That's the only way to test that I didn't break it. Then we can see what some of the dialogue choices would be, too. Good point. Good point. What's the other... Not Ghost... Alita the Battle Angel? That's another one. I started reading the manga for it. I'm just thinking of, like, a bunch of different sci-fi stuff. Now I just really want to, like, watch... I want to read some old sci-fi. I want to go read some Asimov or something. Alright, so... It is late. I gotta go to bed. Tomorrow for the festival... the celebration, Otome Games Celebration. What's my plans for tomorrow? Which game is tomorrow? Today is Wednesday, so tomorrow is... Oh, tomorrow's Fate's Masquerade. I'm really looking forward to that one. I'm really looking forward to Fate's Masquerade as well. I say that about every game. When did we get Moop Sci-Fi? Have I done a sci-fi? I don't think I have. No, I got the bee. I got the Furby Sonic OC, Halloween. Mermaids. I guess maybe like the closest is like in the karaoke thumbnail I use. Could almost double as this. It's not really sci-fi, but it could almost double because I was going for like a starry themed kind of outfit. Maybe not, because I kind of, no, I take that back. I thought I had the boots kind of. I was trying to make the skirt UFO kind of shaped, but then it got a little cuter than I meant to. It was supposed to be a little bit more actually like sci-fi looking, but you know, whatever. I guess that doesn't count. That doesn't count. Never mind. Now I gotta look at it again. Never mind. I need to do a sci-fi kind of. I need to do a cyber. I know like the cyber tech thing is really popular, but it's cool, but I feel like that's too overused. I want something more. I want to draw myself in a Star Trek cosplay. I want to draw myself as a Cyberman from Doctor Who, but not like the newer ones that look good, but like one like the cheesier looking old ones or something. I want to look like a person dressed up as a cyborg in like a movie from like the 50s or something. Clanker move. No, what was this game? It was Clankies. Actually, in this game, cyborg was the bad word, I guess. Anyway, tomorrow's Fate Masquerade, which is cool. It's, hold on. I want to explain it. As the only survivor of a fallen noble family, you enter the Empire's most dangerous court with one goal in mind. Stay hidden, uncover the truth, get out alive. This sounds so cool! It looks like my webcomics that I like to read. So that'll be cool. I'm looking forward to that one tomorrow. That'll be tomorrow night. Same... No. I'm starting that one earlier. So that's like 7 p.m. Eastern time? Yes. Mondasian Cybermen. Yes! That's tomorrow's game. Oh, let me see who's online to raid. Hopefully someone else is online playing one of these Otome games. I want to watch Doctor Who now. I'm really behind. I haven't watched since... I watched some of Jodie Whittaker. I think the first season of hers. I missed almost all of Capaldi, I think. No, I think I saw his first season. I've missed a lot. I used to watch a lot. I was very much, a very, Doctor Who Tumblr kind of fan from certain years. My Tumblr page looked like a TARDIS. It was really cool. I had a custom cursor that was the sonic screwdriver. You've only watched clips? Oh, you should watch it. You should watch some Doctor Who. I know you've already got yourself swimming in all kinds of other fandoms and things, but you need to start some new ones. Do I know the Midnight Entity? Midnight Entity. No. Yes? From Doctor Who? What was it? Oh, I was looking for who's online. Oh, kind of. Oh, maybe that's why it sounds familiar. Yes, I think so. Otome Games Celebration. Did I spell that right? Yes. Who's online? Who's online? I'm online. Lazy Moop is online? Oh shoot, Lazy Moop's online. Lazy Moop's online streaming the demo for the Gilded Lady Life and Love in a Cyborg Shop. Oh, that's really cool. They seem cool. Who else is there? Only one more other channel live with a tag? Okay. Well, we have someone playing Fate's Masquerade, which is, you know, what I'm gonna play tomorrow. Right, Lazy Moop? That is very tempting. That is very tempting. You almost got me there. Alright, so I'm gonna raid Nina Lockhart, who's playing Fate Masquerade. So now we can go say hi. We can go say hi and check out the game for tomorrow a little early, get a little spoiler. And that's it. I'll be back tomorrow night. And I'm gonna go sleep. I'm gonna get some rest. Good night, goodbye. Thank you for hanging out with me. Bye!